Hello and welcome back to Skeggsy on the farm in rural Thailand. Just to remind you, this actually is a working farm. We have to feed the cows every day, and the chickens and the ducks get fed for chicken egg and duck egg and stuff. Anyway, talking about that, we're trying a new experiment. Chai has borrowed this machine from a friend, and we're trying to make our own chicken food. Chicken food has gone up by 500 baht since I've been here for the bags and stuff, so we're trying to make our own. This machine will turn the powdery stuff that he's mixing, that's rice. That's rice and grit and a bit of other substances from gardens and stuff like that to give it the chicken. Now the idea is that you mix it with a bit of water, and it should turn it into pellets. We're still playing around with the mixture, but what we've tried so far, the chickens are not too keen on it. They've been having professional made feed, and what we've been giving them so far, they're eating it, but the supply of eggs has actually gone down. The ducks have been okay, but the extra supply of chicken egg seems to have gone down. But we can also use it for mixing cow dung. When the cow dung has been well trodden in, it becomes like a soft malt, and you can mix that as it is, because it's sort of dampish anyway, and that will turn into pellets. And we've tried that before we tried this chicken idea, and that works quite successfully. And we've been putting that on the land instead of us buying chemicals to make the grass grow. We've been using our own sort of dung, so that's been working okay. If you've been watching the videos, you know that Diep recently had a birthday, and we went out, and on that particular day we bought her a lottery ticket, and the lottery came in. The last two numbers came in, and she won 4 million. Oh no, sorry, 4,000, and she took the family out. Now, this is Auntie from Bangkok and her husband. The reason that I'm going to talk about them is because our uncle with the cancer has been extremely worried about the future, and Auntie has taken on his land. They asked me if I wanted to buy it or we wanted to buy it as our family, but to be honest, we didn't have the money. And to be honest with you, we have enough of our own land with the new one that we purchased last year. Anyway, Auntie has taken it on, and she's going to fence it, as you can see. So thank you, Auntie. Me and you are going to see, you're going to be talking a lot on the phone about the future, because we've basically rented the land that she's just bought for next year, and this is it. Now, one of the first things that she wanted to do was find some water on the land. So the guys were called this morning. They turned up with the 3 trucks, and this guy is the expert who finds the water. Now, we were thinking of putting it in the field where Diep's walking now, but he said you cannot because the tree's there, and that's not a good idea. So he's suggesting that we move it a bit more to his back, to where he is, into basically these fields here. Anyway, so he comes out with these, what I thought they were wooden sticks that they used to use, but these look like metal to me. I didn't get close enough to actually have a look. But off he started to trot to go and see if there is water. Now, this is the field, particular part of the field that we're thinking about putting the lake. Basically, they dig a deep lake out, and we could use the soil on our land anyway, but what they will do is they will dig a deep hole and fill it with water, and then when the dry season comes, they can then use that water to refresh the land. They will pump it into other parts of the field. So here he is walking up and down, see if he can find water. Later he actually said that where he is now, the actual sticks did cross, but he wasn't happy. He didn't think it was going to be good enough or strong enough. I think it's about there is actually where the sticks crossed. But as I said, he wasn't happy, it wasn't strong enough. So he moved across. Now don't forget where he is now is where they're thinking of actually digging the hole. In the distance you can see the trucks coming off the main road. They're literally coming across that land. You can see how uneven the land is, and there's actually two big trucks, one with a drill which drills into the ground of course, and then there's another truck which has got a massive generator on it, and now these guys must do it all the time, so God knows what them trucks go through during the day or whatever. It's you know, this was a family friend evidently, and we managed to get them quite early, but they do have a waiting list for people who want this done. Anyway, this is roughly where he said that the strongest signal he got. I should have walked a bit closer so we could see the sticks moving. But this is where he was walking backwards and forwards, as you can see, and getting the signal. So there, X marks the spot, as they say. So the next thing, he stays there where he's marked it, and up comes the drill, and they're going to start drilling. Now, this being Thailand, you don't do that straight away. There's quite a lot to do before they start drilling, because the land is so important to them, and the result of each job that they do. You might have seen that they've already blessed our tractor and our three-wheel truck and our bike. Well, now they're going to give thanks to the land for giving up what it's about to give up, really. So he's now preparing all the items that he needs. This is the drilling machine. Those posted, they basically go down into the ground first with like, it must have been about 8 foot long post, and then the next they attach the next one in, and it just keeps going down. I think in the end they went about 20 meters, I think, before they said. Anyway, as I say, they give thanks and give offerings to the land. That's Chai's just come into the picture. That's Diep's brother, and they all three, they asked me if I wanted to go as well, but I said I wouldn't, I was videoing. But all three of us, the guy who's doing the bits at the moment, he actually owns the rig, and Chai comes up and That's my phone going, would you believe. Chai comes up and actually says a prayer, and then Diep comes up later. But even when they're having a drink, before they will have a drink in the evening, the older people will actually walk away from the table and actually pour a little bit of whatever they're drinking into the ground to give thanks. I haven't quite got my head around what it exactly is for, but that's Thai whiskey going in, which he's pouring, and a bit of Fanta fizzy orange or whatever. They also had a bit of fruit there, and as you can see, there's garland with joss sticks written on it, and they actually put that onto the rig as well. So not only are they giving thanks to the soil here and to the land and saying a prayer around it, but the actual truck will actually get a garland as well. He's lighting a candle at the moment, and he's trying to. It's a bit windy. After the ceremony was ended, we got through and cleared everybody out the way, and started everything up, and started drilling. The pipe coming in on the right side there is pumping air. As I said, there was another truck with a massive generator, and I think that was generating air, which was then pumped into the drill. And they started drilling. Each one of these posts is drilling into is probably about 8 to 9 feet long, maybe a little bit longer, and the drill bit itself is probably about 8 inches. There we go, that made a big jump. As I say, he's going down, and I think he said he went down about 30 metres. I should have counted how many poles he attached. But he kept drilling. It was probably about half an hour. He could tell straight away by the type of soil and the type of stone that was coming out, it was going to be a good strike. It was soil first and then stone. And then, as I said, about 30 metres down, this is what happened. The reason there's water coming out is because we're still pumping air into the hole. So as we're putting pressure into the hole, then that's why there's water's coming out. But you can see the blue pipe, they'd already put that in probably about 10, maybe 12 metres down, and then they capped that off. So the only way you'll get water out of that is to add a pump like we have at our own farm. Anyway, because it was so successful, and our land was only a short way away from that, you can see how much water. Our land's just the second one on. We decided that we would also have the water done. It cost roughly about 30,000 bahts to have the water guy come and tell you where it is, and then have these guys. They must have been there probably about 2 to 3 hours, I think. Maybe longer on each hole. But as I said, that when he was happy with the pressure coming out of here, when he moved on to our land later that day, he said the pressure was even better. So we have water on our new land as well. So good news all round. This has been Skeggsy on the farm in rural Thailand. I hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit longer than normal, but thanks for watching. See ya.